Hello and welcome. Hi, I'm author Grace Wroldson. I'm a mother survivor and strategy partner with moms. This is my Moms Helping Moms to Have Hope series of videos. I just wrote a new blog on grief because I noticed a lot of the mom members of my private group are facing this grief too and need some validation. So this is why is it so hard to co-parent with a narcissist? We are forced to co-parent with a narcissist if you are in family court and that's what the order says. Then you will feel like this is an impossible thing to do. So, hi, I'm Grace. I help motivated mothers who are forced to co-parent with a narcissist maintain their sanity, number one, save their custody cases, two, and enjoy their children's one and only childhood. So I write for moms and I have a website and blog. You're welcome to come see my free blogs. I like to do a little encouragement for the moms out there that you can learn, heal, and grow through this experience. And I am a teacher. So if you're ready to learn, I am ready to teach. I've written books about loving and leaving an alcoholic. And then I've written books about co-parenting with a narcissist and being stuck in a high conflict custody battle. If you can relate, keep watching. This is my disclaimer. You're welcome to pause this. I'm not a professional. I don't give legal advice. This is really my survivor wisdom. And please take what you like and leave the rest. I have 4 books that deal with co-parenting with a narcissist. And these are my tips, my tools, and my strategies. They are available at Amazon. Here is my newest book, How to Survive a Custody Battle When the Family Courts Forced You to Co-Parent. And I have a reading from the new blog that will be posted on my website very shortly. And this is called Why It Hurts So Much When Co-Parenting with a Narcissist. The reality we moms face. You are not alone in the struggles and the stress of co-parenting with a narcissist. See if you can relate to this story and my reality. When it comes to co-parenting with a narcissist, there's often tremendous pain and loads of problems. We are tormented by our own pesky trauma bonds and immense grief while watching our children suffer too. Not only this, we have to face all the loss and failures of our divorce, breakup, and personal letdowns. What was wrong with us? Why didn't we foresee that he would be such an awful parent and co-parent? We can't prevent any of this now. We are here in it, and so are our children. Why is it so hard to co-parent with a narcissist? No one truly understands us. Imagine trying to get order from disorder. Just try getting cooperation from a rival, competitive, non-sportsmanlike ship team. By nature, narcissists are personality disordered, difficult, high conflict, drama-filled, immature, competitive, easily angered bullies who take everything personally. What's worst is when we discover that they are pathologically jealous, easily triggered, and seek revenge on us and others. We discover that they are chronic blamers and oppositional and defiant to authority. We get constantly criticized for our parenting and mother blamed on a regular basis. This is not the type of person that you would want to share children with or the children you love the most. We see their sad faces. They're young, vulnerable, easily influenced, and defenseless when we're not there to shield them. We wonder sometimes if leaving was the right thing to do. Then the narcissist will play another nasty trick, and we will remember that we couldn't tolerate one more slight verbal abuse or one more second of disrespect. We have so much to grieve when co-parenting with a narcissist and raising our children as a single parent. We grieve the family we didn't have and the one we wished for. We grieve for our children who don't get a stable, loving, solid, united family home with 2 healthy parents that love them. We cry the tears from all the lies, betrayal, and disappointment in our former partner who supposedly loved us. We cry tears of self-pity at times for how hard it is for us, and no one really understands the difficulties we face just getting out of bed or trying to fall asleep at night with a worried mind. We cry for the life we wished for ourselves. We cry for our children as they leave to spend time with their narcissistic father and cling to us with severe separation anxiety. We cry when the narcissist ruins the holiday, cancels their vacation, and the kids are let down or forgets the child's birthday and ghosts them. We cry because we know that the narcissist doesn't care. Sometimes the pain of this painful circumstance is too much to bear and we can barely breathe. Some of us get paralyzed and immobilized, unable to move or function without our little ones at home with us. They've become our world, job, and mission. We feel urges to protect them from their own father. It's a hell and horror to hand over young, vulnerable children to selfish, irresponsible, and untrustworthy narcissists and sociopaths. But we learn that the family court system requires this of us or we lose our children completely. So we stuff our pain and do what is necessary to survive and stay in our children's lives, even if half-time. Is there any justice with the family court system? No. It's not a justice system, it's a legal system, my mentor says to me. Is there fairness with an unfair person? No. So what are we moms left with? We are left alone, childless on nights and weekends to face and feel our grief. We are so lonely. We process the shrapnels of shock with friends, family, therapists, and other moms in similar situations. We need to vent. Sometimes the pain is too much to face and we run from it into distractions like a new relationship to fill the void or workaholism. However, we learn later that these temporary band-aids can make things worse. Sometimes we get off track of what we need to be doing for our children or preserving our custody cases. Then we feel bad that we weren't strong enough to face and process the whole awful circumstance and stay focused on documenting a pattern of behavior to expose the narcissist later. We must remember that we are human, put into horrendous positions of sharing our little ones with someone who neglects them, exposes them to harmful things and people, doesn't prioritize their safety, needs, and welfare. It's our reality. It's our children's reality too. Many of us have turned to prayer after we've wrestled with our lawyers, therapists, and others about how to prevent child neglect and abuse at the hands of the narcissist we know. Where do we take our pain when there's nothing we can do to spare or save our children? We find groups and share the pain with others who get it. They, like us, have been through the similar process and have a story to tell, while different and complex, is eerily similar. Sometimes we read news articles about a child who was killed in a bitter divorce, and with shame, we feel temporary relief that our child is still alive. We feel survivor guilt and cry for them. We watch videos on narcissism and learn all we can about the devil we don't trust and who we wouldn't leave our goldfish with, never mind a small child. But we still get surprised by the unwarranted co-parenting abuse and post-separation abuse that follows the breakup and that the narcissist can easily dish out. We wear out our friends and sometimes no one wants to talk to us or even pick up the phone because we've made hundreds of complaining crisis calls. We don't like who this dilemma has made us become. We are a shell of a person, at times unable to have fun or a good time, weighted down with all of our frets and worries. We are placed in predicament after predicament, left to sink or swim in ice-cold glacier water. Our hearts feel frozen. Our therapist prescribes a weekend of grieving, but we can't unthaw that quickly. Our heads hang low when we think of all the unfair situations we're placed in, but we can't fall into the deep, dark hole and trap of self-pity. We're told that there's no power when we are pitiful. We lose our jobs, houses, friends, reputation, and entire savings. We go into serious debt and completely ruin our credit scores. We often fantasize about running away or going backward in time to make a different choice of love partner and not falling for the love bombing, hoovering, breadcrumbing, and other tactics of the narcissist. All words we know now, but we didn't know back then. The education is enlightening, but makes us mad at ourselves. We have to face our codependency, love addiction, fantasies, and attempt to break trauma bonds to not go back to the abuse or believe the flowery words of the narcissist. We often fight off urges to be manipulated and believe that they can change. We fight off hate and anger. We spend days furious at ourselves. We spend years looking for solutions to legal problems and escapes from the legal abuse. We feel crushed at curbs when we have to say goodbye to our child and know that they are hostages and probably won't be able to call us if something terrible happens on their dad's time. Just knowing the narcissist is enjoying this torment we go through as moms makes us hate them more. We feel the void of our empty children's rooms at night and feel like we've crossed over into some kind of twilight zone. Then there's the appalling indifference of lawyers and judges who don't care. There's the inadequate, inept, ignorant family court system that doesn't prioritize child safety as number one. They're not in the business of child protection like they ought to be. We watch the narcissist fight for children they never took care of and get off of paying child support. We watch the narcissists hide their money and assets. Some even quit their jobs and try to get some of our paychecks for themselves. We watch as the narcissist obsesses about taking stuff and stealing children from a loving mom just to assert control and dominance. We watch the narcissist get away with things in court with co-parenting therapists, mediators, probation officers, GALs, and judges. We see the delight the narcissist feels in duping others and getting away with things. Their grin is seared in our memories. They enjoy the games. We don't. We walk away bruised, battered, and semi-defeated. We often receive back injured and traumatized children at exchanges and tend to their external and internal scars. We do emotional triage for hours until we are exhausted, but we have to be strong. We have to help our little ones when we are hurting so much. We try to get our children therapists and the narcissist objects, blocks, or refuses to participate and or pay. We try to get our children into sports and activities while the narcissist refuses to bring the child to mandatory games and practices on their parenting time. We see that the narcissist's ongoing anger with us gets taken out on our innocent child who is caught in the crossfires of the war. It hurts our hearts. The paper bullets fly and hit our pocketbooks. Discouragement, depression, and ongoing disappointment follow our family story. Sometimes others mistakenly think we're to blame for the drama and saga, when we know it only takes one high-conflict party to cause a high-conflict custody battle. Are we bad moms to not want our children abused, neglected, or placed with pedophiles, or sitting in the front seat of a drunk's car, or left home alone under the age of 8? Sadly, we are let down by friends who take the narcissist's side and believe the smear campaigns. We are burnt at the pediatrician's offices and disbelieve because the narcissist already got to the doctor first and told them an untrue story about us. And the narcissist claims the children don't have anything wrong with them, especially nothing we report. No one believes us or our children. If they do, they blame us for whatever it is. Meanwhile, we're sucked dry of funds to fight for our children by the lawyers who make lots of money and are often narcissists themselves. We're punished by judges for just trying to protect our children and get our rights stripped, removed, and forced into silence. Some of us even go to jail. We see how lies often win and truth is too threatening. For us, it's terrifying to fight a narcissist and sociopath in family court since we aren't the type to fight in the first place. We watch the narcissist get energized and fueled and enjoy the battles while we get drained. We see them love the attention and relish and flaunt their wins. They ride their high horse and entitlement, rubbing it in our faces and approving of themselves. They make us sick. How do we keep an equilibrium through all this legal process? How do we believe in God or any goodness when we see corruption and people harming a child without a conscience? Why aren't these narcissists diagnosed? Should the mentally ill get automatic parental rights? Or actually be required to pass a parenting class rather than attend a 1-hour webinar and get a certificate that qualifies them for nothing? We have so many questions on how and why the system is so dysfunctional. It's often like rubbing salt into a fresh, open cut or wound when we watch the narcissist move on romantically to his next unsuspecting victim and the new supply. We realize that we are easily replaced. We are discarded and thrown in the trash of their minds while the new girl or woman pretends to be a mother to our children. And our children come home smelling like horrible perfume and covered in dog hair. Or we get our children back from a weekend with just dad in ripped, dirty clothes that are too small, filthy hands and faces, bruised bodies, severely hungry, with knots in their hair that we have to cut out with scissors. It's unpleasant to say the least. He's not the man we hope for. He's not the father we want for our children. This isn't a life we would have wished on our worst enemy. We have a lot to grieve, and it might even take our entire lifetime. We realize that we get nothing but disorder from a narcissistic personality disordered person. Yet, we are expected to co-parent with a narcissist. We are ordered to communicate daily, so we get multiple, irrational, abusive, non-child-related texts and emails. Or we get the opposite, stonewalled in the silent treatment when we need cooperation and input to make a major medical decision for our child. We go through evaluations we never thought we'd ever be subjected to. It adds up. 2 psych evals, 6 child protective services investigations, 10 home visits of other strangers, like hired GALs, checking our home for hazards and drugs when we have never even had a parking ticket or a speeding ticket. It's the IRS suddenly auditing us because our ex reported us and seemingly loves causing us more problems. We see our ex laugh at our misfortunes and feel so appalled that we can't believe we ever saw any good in them, ever. What were we thinking? We bite our tongues when our child repeats a common nasty phrase of the narcissist. We take a deep breath of disbelief when our child tells us what the narcissist said about us that's negative and untrue. We seethe with rage at the brainwashing being done to our innocent children, and we feel hopeless. However, we know we have to survive and stay standing. We wish we could thrive and move on, but the narcissist can't. We prioritize our children and often neglect our self-care because there's no time left in the day. We feel hopeless, afraid, anxious, and heavily burdened. We need help at every turn, yet help costs the money we don't have. Money the narcissist stole, cheated us out of, and certainly won't share. What can we do? Nothing? Sometimes wish for our children to hurry up and grow up. Then we feel sad that we were wishing our child's childhood away and dreaming about them becoming and being 18 and us being free again. Our pain runs deep. Our despair is real. We need hope. Is there any hope? When we stumble upon a small slice of happiness, a good day with our child, a win, we're encouraged. We find another mom who writes her story and survivor wisdom down, so we gain courage to the connection and a little bit of borrowed strength that we didn't have. We see the new laws being pushed and passed that can change these horrible outcome cases so they don't happen again. We learn about new foundations that help child victims. We read the books of other moms who thrive, persevere, and eventually are awarded sole custody of their children. We note their resilience and the resilience of our own children who have learned their own coping techniques and strategies to deal with their dysfunctional dad. We learn about narcissistic abuse syndrome in terms like gaslighting, and then we know we can heal. We see our children get stronger and not break. We bond with our child, creating memories that the narcissist isn't present for to destroy or sabotage. We grow through this entire experience, not just go through it. We see that we have many blessings to count like healthy children. We hold on to the hope that when our children are independent adults, they can escape completely and heal all the hurt that was caused. We hang on to moments of joy, happiness, and laughter with our children. We express our love and feel their love in return as we save all the handmade Mother's Day cards with messages of, "You're the best, Mom." We learn to self-soothe in the terrible times. We enjoy being called Mommy still, even when they're preteens and teens. We step into a new version of ourselves that we never imagined we would become as warrior moms in a real-life battle, becoming heroines. We focus on attaining peace and using skillful means while we recruit an army of allies for the narcissist's legal wars. We hold firm our foundations and fortresses of boundaries for self-protection and self-preservation. We stand on the sidelines and cheer our children on to hit home runs and make it home. We watch them build their self-esteem. We are learning our lessons with a narcissist. We learn lessons. We learn about us as much as we learn about them. We learn our weaknesses. We learn our strengths. We learn that appearances matter. For onlookers, we strive to look put together, yet allow our grief to process privately in our own homes and validate our reality on a daily basis. We do self-work to process the pain and make space for our feelings and souls. We feel our feelings and seek compassionate people to hold a safe space for us. We connect with others and find helpful communities. We find our reasons, we check our motives, we make our mantras like, "I'm doing this for my child." We don't just adopt the age-old motto of keep busy and keep on. We are not soldiers, we are moms. Thank you for listening. If you resonated with my words or could identify with this pain and grief and need more assurance that you're not alone, pick up any of my books available on Amazon to read my tips, tools, and strategies that I created and adopted to survive. This is my newest book, has many of my newest teachings on skillful means, and it also has my Get to Right Lawyer Guide. I say have hope. I write for moms who are forced to co-parent and or stuck in high conflict custody battles with a narcissist. If this is you, you are not alone. My books can validate what you might be experiencing and give you creative ways to improve your co-parenting conditions. In my books, I include all my tips, tools, and strategies for moms to grab onto like life rafts. Sometimes it's solely about survival and staying afloat. I believe there are healthy attitudes we can adopt, mindsets to make solid, sanity to hold on to, as well as beneficial perspectives that can help us endure this dilemma and survive a custody battle. We can learn to use what I call skillful means and strategies to navigate and neutralize the narcissist. Find my video program. Learn all you can from my survivor wisdom, because knowledge is power. Let my chapters be like self-help story medicine. My goal is to leave you with tidbits of wisdom with lots of encouragement. Know that you can endure this with support and be resilient in the face of the many challenges when dealing with a narcissist. The truth is that our love for our child and children is bigger than the narcissist. Believe in yourself as a mom. Remember to learn the valuable lessons in all the pain and problems and come out of this smarter and stronger than before. Like me, you can 1, outgrow the narcissist, 2, become immune to his attacks, and 3, move on with your life to thrive. Better yet, so can your precious children. Use wisdom and lead with love. Come to my website for more encouraging blogs. This one's for moms dealing with narcissists. And it's some encouraging tips and words of wisdom to grab onto if you're facing the stress of this difficult dilemma. I aim to be a light in the darkness here. Here's 25 best tips for dealing with a narcissist as co-parents. This particular blog is free. There is a Get the Right Lawyer guide you'll find on my blog, because getting legal representation or advice or consultations can be very empowering, and quite often our custody case is only as good as our attorney. And I say, if you've got legal questions, ask someone who's trained in law, some top family law lawyer that has been in front of your judge to give you legal advice, guidance, direction, and ideas. This guide is $10 PDF. You can download and print out the 20-question worksheet to prep for those attorney interviews. So you leave the drama outside and you bring your list of wants and ask the questions of what to document to win your case, for example. So find that 20-question worksheet on my blog. I also have other blogs, like how to communicate with a narcissist using skillful means, 11 super helpful tips. I talk about how the narcissist will have all these tricks and tactics and traps with all those manipulations, but we need strategies and skills and self-rules, because we can endure this and we have the ability to learn, adapt, navigate, and change. Like and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more free videos like this one. If you're on my private Facebook groups, I have a lot of posts, and this one is, you will have to stop asking why and learn about narcissistic supply. Many moms are confused. Why does he do this? Why does the narcissist not do that? Learn about narcissistic supply, and it can really help you understand. Check for this other YouTube video, what drives the narcissist, factors, motives, reasons, excuses. I made a whole list. I've seen what drives the narcissist I'm dealing with. You might be able to identify some of those on those lists to help you comprehend the situation. If you're forced to co-parent with a narcissist, add to that list lazy. I forgot. They are often lazy, and I count on that. And that's something I use to my advantage to get more time with our child. Thank you so much for watching. I'm here to hold your hand, hold your heart, give you encouragement, and validate your grief. So if you've been grieving the loss of your family and children, know that you're not alone. Many of us, especially those on my private Facebook groups for moms, have had a lot of grief to process. Horrible conditions, heartbreaking conditions. Know that you're not alone, and look for other webinars on my channel that are meant to help you navigate the narcissist, navigate the family court, navigate your fears, get courage through connection, and connect with others. I now say get support, and not just emotional support, which you'll need. In my first book, it talks about needing a team of 10, but also get strategy support, a strategist, someone to strategize with, and so you can name your strategy, what you're using, if it's ignoring, if it's confronting, if it's whatever strategy you're adopting or switching to, be able to name the strategy that can help you stay focused on what you need to do instead of getting emotionally destabilized by the tactics and the nasty tricks of the narcissist. Thank you so much for watching.